Yeah, yeah. Pull up a chair. We just talking. Yeah. We just chewing the fat, kicking it back. Cap Q, Greg, Gory, DT on the track. If you wanna laugh, if you wanna react, hit play, lean in.
All right, welcome, folks. This is Chewing the Fat. I'm Captain Q, show where we talk about everything, nothing, heavy topics, light topics. We just have a good time. As always, I got my co-host, Gregory.
Yo.
Now we have Private Eye DT tonight.
On the case.
And then we got two special guests, Steph.
Hi.
And Greg without the gory, just Greg.
Hey.
Yes.
And tonight, we figured it's the number. We figured it's the number one like genre in television is true crime. So we wanted to go over some famous serial killers and their methodology and psychology. And Steph made printed notes, so we're just gonna get into it.
Doing the Ed Kemper thing, huh?
I don't even know if Ed Kemper is one of the notorious ones, but he's not on this PowerPoint that I got. So we'll do that right now. Bring it up. The unmasking the shadows of serial homicide. This boom. So it's got a little timing, separate incidents, distinct cooling off period. We got the multiple homicide is classified by time frame, location, and psychological motivation. And serial murder is what we're focusing on here. Timing, separate events, distinct cooling off period, multiple locations over time. Primary motivation is psychological compulsion, sex, power, thrill. And here we go. We got the biological predispositions collide with environmental trauma to forge a predator. And this is like the nature versus nurture. We got biological, genetics, brain dysfunctions, environmental problems, childhood experiences, social learning, routine activity strain, which breaks down into issues of self-control, verbal aggression. Like it's cliche. There's always those telltale signs like, oh, well, yeah, he was a little weird or this or that. And then sometimes there's not telltale signs. Sometimes they fly under the radar. First one up is Theodore Ted Bundy. Masked malignant narcissist behind a chameleon-like facade, which they made a movie about him in Netflix. What did you guys think about his biopic on Netflix? I guess you wouldn't even call it a biopic. It's just.
I mean, it gave the whole. I wasn't alive during that, so to understand him as the mass or serial killer that he is, well-liked guy, was very good looking, so of course they get Zac Efron to play him, I don't want to say sensationalize that part, but most of these young people kind of went to that because, I like Zac Efron, not knowing what exactly the role he is playing. So in that kind of thing, I thought they did a pretty good job telling the story. I think some of it they left out, for reasons
They left a lot out
for their safety or the safety of the viewer. So but the documentaries are still out there. You can watch and learn a lot from like those things too. So, but other than that, it was all right.
Anybody watch that series they had called Mindhunter?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great show.
That was
I don't know why
awesome.
they cancel it.
I wish they continued that.
I just watched it the other night, and it's funny because they're bringing all these characters up in that series. The cop with the crew cut, I can't remember his name right now. That had the adopted son.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He knew his son was going to be a serial killer because he had all the signs, and he couldn't admit it to himself. If you watch that movie very closely, towards the end, when they start doing the interviews of all these people, they start going over, start with like the parents, history of the parents, what kind of relationship you have with your parents, his parents. And then all of a sudden, when he was adopted, they got him in 3 months, and they don't know who his actual father was. And I had expected somewhere for them to find the record that his father was the murderer or had committed some kind of act of murder. But I think that's what that whole series was leaning towards, and maybe that's why they cut it. I'm not sure, but
Maybe.
it was very interesting.
Yeah, it was such a great show. Like it was on like one of those things like Screen Rant or Ranker, like shows that shouldn't have been canceled. It was up there, and like because it was a fan favorite. Like,
Oh yeah, they had Son of Sam on there. They did the interview with him. He said his whole thing was all bullshit. They had Richard Stuck on there, Ed Kemper on there, a couple other guys. It was a really good series.
Yeah,
kind of what you're bringing together right now.
And then with Zac Efron, I think Steph and I had a conversation about it too. Is with Zac Efron, why they do him, because Ted Bundy had a cultivated a persona of a charming, educated law student. So he was charming. He was, he was handsome. That's how he lured his people. He spoke well, and
I said that. I said that about Ed Gein, the character of Charlie Hunnam. I was like, why are we sexualizing? Like, I felt like that was sexualizing Ed Gein. Ed Gein was not a very attractive man. In fact, he had deformities, like physical deformities.
Yeah, and from what I hear, that was completely, like Dave said, sensationalized.
Yeah, but he was way out in Corn County.
Yeah,
he was nowhere near,
Well, that's like that Apex. That's speaking of serial killers. That guy was way out in the Australian bush, just fucked up. I don't know that they didn't go deep into the Apex serial killer. Spoiler alerts if you haven't seen it. But like, was he like, was he like, did they crash land there or something? Were they out there isolated? Is that because that's, I think, one of the other things with like a prerequisite, I guess, for being a serial killer is a lot of times you're isolated. Like it's like with Ed Gein, if it's real, it was just him and his mother, and that was it. So,
well, they play that role of fantasy too, of like how they would, if I started to do this, how like, and they break that all the way down to like its final form before they even go and commit anything. They view this in their mind, and they see that as like a way of like how they can like cultivate it in their head. So it becomes like this fantasy to real life ratio to where they could start having that influence, without anyone kind of realizing that that's what they're practicing, so that's one thing that when I was doing some light research it's like the over fantasy of, seeing it through before they even commit anything. So that was one aspect that I didn't see here in the thing that this made. So
they often start on small animals.
Yeah, a lot of times, small animals. Like, well, that's if it's true, what is it, Dahmer? His father was a taxidermist. I think he's on here.
Oh
so
yeah,
Bundy's
for sure.
There's his
movement.
He already made it all the way down in Florida. That's
Bundy
wild.
Did. Wow.
That's after he escaped. So
he
he escaped prison twice.
Wow.
He was so early on in being a serial killer that they didn't even really know. They didn't even have the term serial killer defined yet. So he requested. He was so like charismatic. He requested from the judge to go because he was actively being a lawyer. Like he was studying to be a lawyer. He asked to go to the library, and he jumped out of a 2-story window.
I remember
And
that.
escaped and went down to Florida.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that
He
is
was representing himself.
Aline. I can't pronounce her last name.
Warner.
Oh, yeah.
Warner.
This is Cerise Theron. She was in that movie. What was it called? Monster? Yeah.
Monster.
Yeah.
She endured severe childhood trauma, abandoned by her mother. Her father was an institutionalized schizophrenic. So that's where it goes in the first slide. Hereditary, or it can be hereditary. She experienced extreme abuse. The Facade lived as a transient drifter and sex worker operating along the highways of Florida. Another Florida.
It's interesting because most male serial killers will seek out sex workers, and she's the only notorious serial killer to be a former sex worker.
I was going to say, didn't she work at truck stops?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. She worked at truck stops. And Florida's big travel route for truckers.
Yep, that's how she lured her victims.
A lot lizard.
That's what they're called.
Yeah.
Pull it up.
Abandoned quiet killings for direct predatory highway executions. She was active from 89 to 90, confirmed victims 7. And that's what, she would lure truckers. You know, she was like the siren of the Florida highways.
Didn't she have a partner?
Her girlfriend at one point. Yeah, she was actually a lesbian.
Yeah, I thought she had a
Played
partner.
by Christina Ricci.
Yeah.
Highly unorthodox for female serial killers. Instead of utilizing poison or administrative neglect, typically quiet methods, she used a direct violent approach, shooting victims at direct and violent approach, shooting victims at point blank range, which direct and point blank, I pretty much would be the same thing. 22 caliber handgun, which a lot of people make fun of the 22 handgun, the preferred caliber of assassins, and it still put a hole in you.
Right.
Caliber is a 22.
Yeah.
And it's all close range.
Weekend.
Yeah.
So that's if it's close range, typically it's out of passion or anger.
Yeah. All right. Jeffrey Lionel Dahmer. Look, he doesn't get a picture. He's so bad.
Just hate people, that's all.
Profound neurosis manifests as a desperate need for permanent companionship, which that actor that did the Dahmer pick, he is a phenomenal actor, and he's really good at those dark roles.
Yeah.
You know, he was in American Horror Story forever.
Evan Peters.
I
don't have that pulled up. I just know it.
Deeply introverted and conflicted about his sexuality, plagued by intense, consuming fear of abandonment from an early age.
Yeah, he got stabbed in prison, didn't he? Somebody killed him.
Yeah, in the show or whatever, he got bludgeoned with a weight, but yeah, he got often.
He got stabbed in prison after. Wasn't right away. It was a while.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, he went and found Jesus and all that stuff, and he was.
Yeah, he was
trying to redeem himself somehow.
Killed after seeking redemption.
Yeah.
It was because some of his victims were children.
Oh, that's right. He did. Which that may be on the next slide. Young men and boys, primarily sourced from marginalized marginalized race. This is why you check AI's work. Primarily marginalized racial and socioeconomic groups. He roofied people. Confirmed victims 17, which that was good with the. I think that was the Dahmer one. They actually like at the end they played like they gave like a memorial to the victims, which was very, was thoughtful and appropriate.
I don't know how.
One of the fun facts I have about him is he tried to create a zombie.
What do you mean?
Like a zombie victim. He tried to drug them to a point where they were just like mush.
That's right.
Like their brain was mush.
That was in the show. He actually like drilled a hole or tried to, and they were too awake. It may have been the one that was in the show, the one that was like 13 or 14, and he actually got stopped by the cops, and his head was bleeding. And they're like, let him go or something like that, because he was one of those marginalized groups.
Yeah, Hannibal Lecter played that character, was like loosely based off of him. And if you remember in the one movie, his victim sitting there, and he just opens his brain.
It's Ray Liotta. That's
That's the second one.
And he's eating his own brain.
Yeah, that was number 2.
He's feeding it to him.
Yeah.
What's that, Craig?
I just said, yeah, that was the second one, Ray Liotta.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying his brain right in front of him and then feeding it to him.
I mean, just wow. Like,
the thing that I thought that was interesting about that Mindhunter series is they said that everybody on this conversation, but everybody in the world has passed a serial killer once in their life.
Oh, wow. I mean,
once in your lifetime, you will pass a serial killer, and you won't know it.
Wow.
That would shock the shit out of me.
Yeah, for sure.
That's pretty.
I just watched Nuremberg on Netflix, and there was a quote at the end of it. I can't remember verbatim what it said, but it was like, if you want to look for the capacity of what man can do to man, just look at what man has done to man. Like some of the stuff that these people do, like, well, Dahmer, for instance, he's the one that put him in, in a drum, right?
Yeah.
Preservation. So yeah, like it's so wild. And then do we think like this is just, because of my faith? Do you think these people are possessed or oppressed, or you think it's chalked up to psychological issues, environmental issues, or
I just wonder
a combination of all three?
I just wonder where they come up with the ideas of how to kill them and torture them and dispose of the body.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
how do you even come up with that? Where does
it come from? The demonic?
I don't know.
Well, like Son of Sam admitted that he heard voices, right? So Son of Sam said that he would hear his neighbor's dog tell him to do these things.
Correct.
So that could be demonic possession, but that also could be schizophrenia.
Well, but in the show, he said that was all bullshit. He just made that up because he wanted the attention on himself.
Probably. I mean, most serial killers are narcissists.
Yeah. So I think
that's why I hate when the word narcissist is so blatantly used.
Thrown around, yeah. Well, it's like bigot or racist.
No. There's 9 traits. There's 9 specific psychological traits that a person has to have to be considered narcissist. Just because you have 3 of them doesn't mean you're that. It's just wild.
Well, speaking of throwing around terms, Greg there is a psychopath because he's eating good and plenty, and only psychopaths eat good and plenty. That's and right. Grapefruits.
I don't do the grapefruit, but I do the good and plenty.
But that's speaking of Son and Sam and the interviews. Why do you think back in the 70s? I mean, maybe because the technology. Why do you think we wanted to interview them all then? Like televised interviews, like Charles Manson, some of Sam. Why do you interview them now, but we're not doing it now? Like we've had mass shooters and serial killers caught, but they just go away. Why do you think that's changed?
Well, I think the FBI changed when they got into that new realm of investigating and they never did profiling. They never did until these guys brought it up and they started that. And now they got a history of profiling. I don't think
they don't need to interview.
Who started that?
They're not. They already interviewed pretty much. They pretty much got it covered.
But what about the news?
Well, I don't think serial killers were. I don't think serial killers were interviewed right away.
No, they weren't.
I think they were interviewed long after they were captured and they were already imprisoned.
Correct.
Like the interviews with Jeffrey Dahmer and even Ted Bundy, those came out years later after they were already sentenced.
Same thing with Charlie Manson.
Right.
Son of Sam.
We just have way more information of it. Just like here in Cleveland now, the woman, well, she wasn't a woman, she was a child, who was responsible for the two boys, killing the two boys because she was high off of her mind and was driving way too fast. They died. There's a new Netflix series that's going to come out just talking about that.
Which woman is this? Now I must have missed that one.
She's young. This is current, but it takes a while for evidence to come forward and for it to be released. Like we're kind of dealing with that here in Parma. There was a fatal shooting here in a school. The girl took a gun.
And Brecksville, something at Brecksville Lowe's or something like that.
No, Costco in Strongsville. That was in Strongsville.
Yeah, they got that guy.
That was like the next day. That was a Texas truck driver.
Yeah,
he wasn't even from here.
22-year-old black guy.
So there's evidence that's being suppressed because they need to gather more evidence to be able to prosecute. But
well, let me ask you this question. The guy, just what we're talking about, the Costco incident. The guy's walking in. Apparently, he has a firearm that has a barrel drum on it. Okay. And the Costco employee, I guess he must have pulled the gun out and he saw the barrel drum and he said he can't come into the store. So he pulls a knife. So at first the guy probably didn't watch too many movies because you don't bring a knife to a gunfight. And that's why he got his ass shot.
Well, I guess there was an altercation. Yeah. So there's not an exact information that's come out. There is store video that has been released, and it looked like the employee had pulled the knife out before the gentleman drew his gun. So
that's what they're saying. But
CCTV.
Yeah, well, they also said that he never made it into the store.
Right.
So what if he did? And what if he did get into the store with a loaded gun?
Was it at Costco?
What was his plan? Yeah.
I mean, you can open carry in Ohio. Maybe he has a plan of just protecting himself.
Right.
There's nothing against that.
Yeah.
But how did an 18-year-old girl carry around a handgun for an entire day? That's what I want to know.
I have no idea.
Inside
because
of school.
because it's just
plain sight.
It's almost like these serial killers. They just fly under the radar. Nobody's paying attention. There's a decline in situational awareness.
Oh yeah, that's true. She probably had it in her backpack all day.
In her backpack, in her purse.
She did, and actually, there's an officer that sits at the school, and he was on leave, so they had a security guard there in the cafeteria, and she was showing a lot of signs, and he actually had everyone exit, so no one was in the cafeteria.
So
and then she turned the gun on herself. And self-inflicted gun, I don't know what I'm allowed to say on the podcast, but
there are no rules.
Yeah,
okay,
we don't do any of it.
So there was 6 letters
already.
There were 6 letters she had, and in fact, one of the letters stated that an apology to the custodian for the mess that they were going to have to clean up.
Wow.
So that shows premeditation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
And I get like, well, at least that security guard was, but you don't, schools, hospitals, they don't have metal detectors outside the doors because it's bad optics. It doesn't look good, you know? So that's, I mean, but they have them really, they have like pylons now that could be metal detectors, you know, like you think they're just to stop a car from driving through, but they are metal detectors, so you can make them discreet, but they don't want to, you know, organizations don't want to pay the extra money.
Yeah, but I go to Cedar Point and I feel way safer because there's metal detectors.
True. And that's, I mean, and then we get, you know, we can dive down the Second Amendment. Like most times a good person with a gun stops a bad person with a gun, you know, but it's, the people will find, I mean, these
If you want to do it, you got to
examples.
do it.
Yeah. These examples,
Right.
they'll find interesting ways to kill each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that girl in the school, you want to talk about warning? There was warning all over social media. I mean, she wore a locket of the two boys of Columbine around her neck every day.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know. Yeah, I
If
heard
I were
that.
an
I briefly heard
administrator,
that.
and many people in the school knew that. If I were an administrator, I would have been like, you know what, you
just
might
stay
not
home.
be able to, yeah, you might not be allowed to come here anymore because you're
Yeah.
showing behavior.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
I'm
I
so
can't remember.
afraid of being wrong, of being canceled, that they just
Yeah.
look the other way and pretend it's not happening. And then look what happens.
Oh,
And then
Yeah.
they go, well, I kind of knew it. You kind of knew it, or you were like pretty sure. You believe strongly.
Yeah.
Um,
It's
we were talking about the starting profiling, and I got it up there just to be historically accurate. These are the gentlemen who started
Robert Ressler
profiling.
and John Douglas.
Yeah, back in the 70s
Yeah.
and early 80s.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see. They have an actual year, just the 70s. In the late 70s.
In the early Howard Teeton.
Yeah. Ressler and
Normalize
Douglas.
this research. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's that. Just Ressler Douglas revolutionized the field. They built upon foundations laid by agents like Patrick Mullaney and Howard Keaton. Oh, he popped out and popped in.
I hit the wrong button.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Criminal classification manual.
Oops.
That's all. That's what they made is the creation of the criminal classification manual. The CCM, they call it. I don't know if they call it that.
It's been known as. Well, I delivered to the CCF today, the Cheesecake Factory.
Ooh, nice.
517 things. Oh, fun fact. I deliver the cheesecake to the Cheesecake Factory. They don't make it there at the factory.
Oh, they don't?
No, it's frozen. It's in a Cheesecake Factory box. So it's their product that we get and then give it back to them, I guess.
Well, who makes it?
Cheesecake Factory, but they don't make it at when you go to the restaurant like you would think.
It's not made in-house.
Gotcha.
No. But they do make other stuff because I saw them like mixing up. They have a big mixer like our our KitchenAid, but a huge one, an industrial one.
Right.
They're mixing up some batters and
yeah, huge one, big.
Yeah.
This is another famous one. They've had two. They've had on. One's on Peacock. I think maybe they're both on Peacock. There's an actual documentary one, and then there's a drama documentary one that's actors. John Wayne. Yeah. He is endured severe physical and psychological abuse from his father, leading to the deep, lifelong suppression of his homosexuality. The perfect community pillar, which this is like crazy to me, is that he was like a member of the community, like a Democratic precinct captain, a beloved figure who regularly performed as Pogo the Clown for Children's Hospital. Like, that's wild to me. Like, he was like
birthday parties. He was hired for birthday parties in the community too.
Oh, I gotta do this. There we go. And then
blends right into the neighborhood.
Yeah, the crawl space.
Created.
Yeah, created space.
If you go back to
everybody likes him.
If you go back a slide, that picture right there was like basically what they had to pry open in his kitchen, because that's where from the vent.
Oh, that's right.
From the vent, and they had to pry from the floor to get that open, and that's what that was.
And then if the things were, well, the documentary is they went down and found one, and then two, and then three, and then they're like, oh my gosh. And I think that they demolished the house afterwards. Antisocial personality, which that's diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder, but he was very much social. So I don't know what that, this is he did the opposite of, what is it, her name, Eileen, where he was hunting, I guess you could say.
Didn't he have kids dig out of his basement?
What was that?
I thought I heard somewhere that he had kids digging the graves in the basement.
Supposedly, I heard that too.
Yeah, their own gravesite. Yeah.
That's a little.
He would have the victims dig their own.
Yeah, because there's the crawl space, and I think there was one or two, or one in the garage that was under the garage floor.
Jeez.
My question is, how does the wife not get implicated in it?
I don't think he was married at the time.
He was.
Wait, he was married. I think he was married.
They split before he started getting worse. She noticed something off with him. Their marriage was not where it was when they started, and she ended up leaving him early, and that kind of also added into.
I was going to say it probably opened him up all the way because he was
right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I understood that she was still in the house during his first couple of victims.
No, and that's the other thing too.
That's why he had him out in the garage.
That was that was like the first one, yeah.
They were all hitchhikers. They were kids.
That was like what's most known about all this too. The one thing that's kind of like a pattern here is the myths afterwards of the public, what the public starts coming up with, what's true and what's not true, what's fact and what's not fact. And again, this is something where I try to stay away from the sensationalizing of this, because one, it's disgusting and disturbing, but also you can start seeing things differently and thinking things, not all signature mental cases in one person that you have a friend in. Oh, I saw that early on. I knew that there was a problem. It's like they had a litany of problems. If someone has one of them, that doesn't mean they're a serial killer. So people often take that as like a for sure Like,
Well, go back to that Mindhunter movie. They caught that guy, that Atlanta killer that was killing all the kids. What, he killed like 20, 23, 28 kids? And they finally
yeah,
caught him, but they only prosecuted him for the 2 adults that he killed. So the cases are still never been solved. The cases are still open for the other 20, 23 children
Wow.
that the guy actually killed. They wouldn't prosecute him
I'm gonna have
because
to
they said
rewatch that
they
show.
didn't have enough. That was good, man. I'm telling you, that last episode was really shocking.
Now, this guy I have never heard of before this PowerPoint. He's
Sam Little.
Sam McDowell.
Yeah.
Here's me a picture for the Cleveland Indians.
The
Not
Society's
that
blind spots.
He's also known as Samuel Little. That's one of his aliases.
It says it there.
Samuel Little, aka Sam McDowell. Born in severe poverty in the Jim Crow South, experienced a lifetime of systematic racial and class marginalization.
systemic.
Systemic.
How many people did he kill?
He's got the highest number. He's a transient former.
Yeah, FBI considers the
90.
most prolific. He's only confessed to 60 of them.
Or confirmed. He claimed.
Confirmed.
According to this claim, 93.
Yeah, he confessed to 90 something.
But wow. The 05. Holy crap.
Recent. I know. It seems
1970 05.
20.
Wait, I have one that's
years.
even worse. Wait.
And he
he died in 2020 in prison.
Wow. Exclusively target the less dead, vulnerable women in transient areas, including sex workers and drug users. Their deaths are repeatedly misclassified by local coroners as overdoses or accidents. Which there's a show, it's a documentary show, I think it's called The Missing, or something like that. The Missing is where there's so many people that are like sex workers or transients that go missing, like that Gilgo Beach killer.
Yeah.
He utilizes those, like they go missing. Nobody reports them missing, but they're really murdered. And I guess they made a whole database, a national database for missing people. But the problem is people don't put it into the database. So, like, there was another one in that show, the Missing.
He was a
documentary show.
He'd knock him out.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, leverage his background as a competitive boxer to knock his victims unconscious with a single devastating punch. But this guy, I've never heard of him before. Like, he flew.
I think
that's.
Yeah, I think I heard of him when he died. Like, it was on radio shows and stuff talking about it, and I had heard of him, like Bundy and Dahmer and Gacy, and I only know the female because of Charlize Theron.
Yeah, that's wild. Right, they're all hedonistic compulsion, little, but most of them it's power. Like, that's what they have, the power over somebody, power, like, to stay.
Speaking of Dahmer, pull up my screen real quick. A lot of people don't know that.
Where did we do the show? We lost him, and then we aimed him. All right, where are your screen? There we go.
That Hawkeye played Jeffrey Dahmer in a movie. Jeremy Renner.
Oh, wow. I did not know that. Very interesting. And what do we got here? I think we're near the end of my slides here. Oh, this is the advance. just the final takeaway. Serial killers historically thrive by exploiting the vulnerabilities of human society. Understanding the psychology of the past is the only effective blueprint for protecting the marginalized populations of the future. And with DNA made things much easier as well.
Yeah.
But what do you took some thorough notes, Steph? What do you got? Who else you got? Or who is? You went across the pond. You went internationally.
So you talked about Son of Sam, but his name is David Berkowitz. Gary Ridgway. He was known as the Green River Killer. He killed between the 1980s and the early 1990s. 49 confirmed, one of the highest in the United States.
Wow.
He avoided capture for decades due to DNA. They couldn't catch him because there was no DNA profile. So right now he's got a life imprisonment. We didn't talk about the BTK killer. A lot of people know that. That's Dennis Rader.
Bind, torture, kill.
Yeah. 1974 to 1991, he had 10 victims. He communicated with media and police. The evidence that got him was a floppy disk metadata that led to arrest in 2005.
Wow.
Yeah. Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker. We didn't go over that.
Oh yeah, he didn't pop up.
What's a floppy disk?
It's a disk that goes.
I like that the meme that has the little lock key with a floppy disk. He's like, yeah, but these can't get hacked from 1,000 miles away.
Yeah.
So Night Stalker, he had satanic symbolism. So you were talking about possession. There you go. So there's the one that I would say. I wouldn't even say Son of Sam necessarily. He was probably more schizophrenic because he experienced it throughout of his entire life. The Night Stalker, he came
all the ladies were in love with him.
Yeah, he got notes and stuff like that.
So what got him was fingerprints and public identification. He was he was in Los Angeles. H.H. Holmes, you did not go over, which is the first known serial killer in the United States.
Built his own hotel.
Yeah, so he would find his victims through the Chicago World's Fair. He was a swindler. So first he would use his charismatic ways to swindle people in and then kill them. There's actually a book I read that was loosely based off of him.
I saw one documentary where they said that he faked his own death.
Probably.
Because he was supposed to be hung. And I guess one of the guys that he killed, supposedly, or body that they came across, when they did the public hanging or whatever, they switched the bodies at the very end. So the body that they examined at the end was not him, supposedly.
Whoa!
He disappeared. So
not only the first American serial killer, but the first American conspiracy theory. Whoa!
That's interesting.
Then we got Albert Fish, which was known as 1896. He was executed. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
But 1893 is in the World's Fair when he murder castled that guy H.H. Holmes.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a long.
Albert Fish was known as the Gray Man, the Brooklyn Vampire, or the Boogeyman. His taste of victim was children, so I'm not gonna really talk about him. But thankfully, he was executed in 1936. he was caught by a letter sent to one of the victims' family, which is pretty fucked up. We have Herbert Mullen. He had 13 victims. He believed that by killing people, he would stop the earthquakes in California. So he was really deranged. He died in prison in 2022.
Electromagnetism is in all of us, so I don't think he's like that far off, but
then I got Joel Rifkin. He was in the late 80s, early 90s. Again, sex workers. He targeted. He was caught during a traffic stop with a body. Not exactly sure where. Maybe it was in the backseat or it was in the trunk. Not sure. But he was big into brutal violence and dismemberment. And then the other notorious one is Lonnie David Franklin Jr. And if you look into him, he was known as the Grim Sleeper, and he committed crimes in 1980.
Oh no.
She's getting a little choppy. Grim Sleeper.
We got anybody out there now that's on our hit list? Any new ones?
He's pretty recent.
Like, no, I'm talking about 23, 24, 25.
Well, there's the Gilgo Beach. He was from the early 2000s. He just got captured a few years back.
2007.
Yeah, but then they did him on Ancestry.
And he had long periods of like, when all of his victims were black women. So there's some.
He's cutting in and out.
Yeah, he was sucking up all the bandwidth.
Yeah.
Oh man.
The Grim Sleeper. I have his face over here. He's
Yeah, I was pulling that up too.
Yeah. He looks like the teacher looking at you like you were talking during the test. He's like, hey, shush.
Looks like a substitute teacher.
Yeah. Substitute teacher. I'm not going to have any funny business in here. And there's an HBO Max show.
Watch the Grim Sleeper. Hit the wrong button again, Greg.
Yeah. It's like I want to hit the back button. Then hit the button.
Yeah.
I used to do that too.
You with us, Steph? Just anytime anybody freezes, I remember that thing is like, you're not frozen. I could see the fan moving. Just
yeah. Jim.
You're eating chips.
I like the one guy freezing. Well, at first it worked. And he's like, I can take this one. And then the other guy cuts in.
Yeah.
Sleeper.
Yeah. Oh, you want to look at it?
I want to see who was eating chips.
Oh no, it's you have never seen that video?
No.
There's like yeah.
I'll get it.
Pull it up, Greg. There's
okay. Oh, we lost Steph.
She's probably rejoining.
I'll watch it. So
she's coming out. I heard the door open.
There's a video
coming down here.
Guys on a Zoom call.
Okay.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll see you later."
Where's the bag that these were in?
And everybody starts to freeze to get out of the meeting. But then the one guy's got a fan in the background and it's still spinning. So he's like, I know you're not frozen. I can see your fan moving. And then, Jason, you're eating chips. It's funny.
It is funny.
Oh, look at the shirt there, showing it off. They
yeah, get it at chewingthefatpodcast.com. Get your merch.
I have these things ready to go just in case my wife wants to join me. And now she wants to be in her own room.
She's coming back. Well,
stepped it up.
I want my
her studio went down.
I'll find.
So where did I leave you off?
You were talking about.
Start at the beginning of that guy.
What was that, Greg?
You're this out? Guy right here.
Yeah, I'm gonna take out. I'm gonna have both here.
Grim Sleeper, and it started cutting out.
Okay, well, thank you for joining.
All right, we'll talk to you later, guys.
Good night.
Right. Thanks, Greg.
Bye.
Bye.
Just Greg.
Well, yeah. So it's that's what and there's a conspiracy theorist. So take this with a grain of salt. Let's get our ticker going, our disclaimer. There's a conspiracy theory out there because of all the school shootings and stuff like that. And back in the 70s, even after the time, we wanted to interview all of them. We wanted to interview all the serial killers we could on TV, Dateline. You have all this stuff on there. And with with the school shootings and stuff like that, either they died or they just disappear. You don't see the trial. Like Ted Bundy's trial was public. The Night Stalkers was public. You saw that on the Netflix documentary. So, like, do we get true crime is one of the number one genres in American television? But are we we want to watch it like as like a drama rather than real life? Because why don't we want to interview these people anymore? Like, even after the time, like the Gilgo Beach, he's been prosecuted. It's old. He's in jail, but nobody interviews him. Is it because of the psychological profiles already made up? Because there's we're always new. It's not like, oh yeah, we got it. Everybody fits this mold.
I think it has to do with the ideology. The ideology has changed, that we want to put more focus on the victims' families and not, like Dave said, like Dave wants to not talk about the killer. He wants to talk about. Mm-hmm. I think that's why
sometimes the victims just want to be left alone. Like, I want to be over with it.
Well, that you're in some aspect, you're right, but at the same time, they're so innocent. When you look at most of the ones victims that are in serial killers alone, not just murders, but people who are noted as that, is they go after people who cannot literally defend themselves. They're not in an active lifestyle of having a family, all this stuff. They're loners, they're sex workers, they're unhoused people, they're trans. It's a lot of things that most, I guess, common or back then normal society does not associate themselves with. So they're going for the ones that they can pick out, the ones that are ones that no one's really thinking about. The public isn't really thinking about that. So we can go after these people because no one cares about them. And that's that. That was like the whole idea of them trying to get that first, I guess, whatever that is to them out.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, if you really do break it down, if they really were to go after somebody that they were jealous of, a coworker, a friend, whatever their lifestyle is that they don't have, they're probably going to get caught a lot faster.
Yeah, because it doesn't. So
if you put those patterns together, you can see that. The one thing that I don't want to get into because I know you guys have some more of these people, but. Like she started doing the 70s and the 80s. That's where the agencies were using the DNA technology that was being inserted now in most of these cases. And now they were able to go back and like open up cases and establish the intent of what the murder was based off what their findings were. Sometimes the evidence wasn't really matching and they had to go back and redo a whole case. In which cases would temporarily release some of these people, but they would have to go through a whole nother order to get that put back into a temporary hold. But these local police agencies is where it's kind of very more important. If it had to do with city and states crossing boundaries, there was nothing internally to where, and except for a phone system, but a database system that was never implemented until these started becoming a thing. And so these agencies started coming up with a database that's known as VICAP, and it has basically a record of where a missing person or a unknown body has been found, and how it's linked to that county or where it came from or how it got there. And then they're able to communicate through this database, which definitely helped them a lot trying to find these people. Again, I know the families want an answer right away, but that stuff, investigators on a long time.
Yeah, that is. I do. Yeah, that system, because you could look at Ted Bundy. He went Washington to Oregon and had no idea it was the same person, the same MO in two different areas, not very far from each other, but they're might as well been on a different continent because they didn't have that inner communication. And then, what's funny is with all this technology, we think if we do a crime, you'll get caught right away. But then you have like Nancy Guthrie that's been in that. Where'd you go?
So that's where I get crazy. Like, have you ever watched the documentary? Yeah. Like I go crazy about this because have you watched the documentary? Don't Fuck with Cats.
I have not seen that one. No.
Okay.
That's good.
It is 10 episodes. Each episode's about an hour. It is so worth it. They break down how just average people found out this guy who was murdering cats on YouTube. I mean, I don't want to give too much away. Spoiler alert.
I already spoiled Apex for everybody, so let's just make it.
Yeah,
each of us spoil a movie for somebody.
This isn't the serial killer episode. It's the spoiling things episode.
Yeah.
Everybody take a turn.
Yeah. Spoil something.
So these average people who, this woman, she worked in Vegas. She was in IT. She worked with the gambling machines and whatnot. She worked and opened a Facebook forum to try and track down this person that posted this video. And it was a 10-minute video. She was able to grab it. By the vacuum cleaner.
Wow.
It was a specific Kirby vacuum cleaner that was only sold in certain stores in Canada. So they narrowed it down. They even contacted the Canadian police, and the Canadian police were like, yeah, I don't know what you want us to do about it. And guess what? He went from killing kittens on YouTube, uploaded 2 videos, and moved on to a person.
People, yeah. The classic progression.
It was wild.
Yeah, that was a really good documentary, though.
Yeah, and I just think
sometimes today these internet sleuths, these internet sleuths are solving crimes faster. Or, I mean, I guess that's sometimes, and that's with the Nancy Guthrie. We had a bunch of independent journalists, but they were doing stuff, and it's like a double-edged sword, I guess. Is that you get more eyes on it, and you could see things that they missed, but then they could expose something that you intentionally wanted only the killer or the suspect to know, stuff like that. So it's a balancing game. But sometimes these internet sleuths are like, yeah, I found that, like you described in Don't Fuck with Cats. Is that that vacuum? Where's that vacuum? Brrr. And they found where,
The second video that was uploaded, they found him through the intersection that was outside his window, off of his balcony.
Yeah, and that's like with the Nancy Guthrie case. She's missing. There's, in her development, from what I understand, there's only one way in and out, and at that is a street light.
Right.
But I guess if it doesn't run, if you don't run a red light, the camera doesn't go off. But I think they can access that shit anyway. What are they called? I think Dave brought it up. Were they float cameras or something like that? Somebody was talking about they're putting them up all over the place.
Yeah, they're like 24/7 running like camera, but they're not for like you can go to one, you can access these cameras. You yourself as a public can like look at that if you wanted to see a location or whatever.
There was a little bit of a controversy with them because they had pederasties looking at playgrounds and stuff because it's an open access camera.
Right.
You should have to register to use it, and if you're a registered sex offender, you can't.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That would work. Who else you got on there?
Oh, so you mentioned I went over the pond. So my last notorious U.S. serial killer was Lonnie, the substitute teacher, apparently.
Oh, okay. The
Grim Reaper or Grim Sleeper.
Yeah, so Notorious
what a terrible name. You know, like everybody, BTK killed, the Zodiac, you know, the Grim Sleeper. Like he sleeps with his victims, you know, like next to them.
Takes a nap, a cat nap.
He takes a nap. Like what?
On my list, the Zodiac killer wasn't even mentioned, and I have a whole different, like 2-page report on him.
Oh, well, read it aloud.
We don't know
in its entirety.
No, there was new information that came out for the Zodiac killer.
I will.
Actually. Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why. That's why I was like, wait. I was like, wait. She just said that, but she has the research, so there's no way she didn't find that.
Well, just go to the new stuff.
Chica, shush.
Well, no, we're doing the whole thing.
I'm going to do.
Read all the report.
I'm going to jump across. I'm going to jump across the pond first. I'm going to do my international cases. So we have Jack the Ripper.
Yeah,
you'll never find a picture of him. He was never caught. He's still at large.
Murdered at least 5 women in London's Whitechapel area, mutilating bodies and notoriously mocking police, leaving a legacy that has lasted for over a century.
Well, isn't that what is it? What is that with Johnny Depp and Ian Holm in Hell or something like that? Was supposedly Jack the Ripper movie.
Yeah. Supposedly in that motion picture, and supposedly he had leprosy or something, or no, syphilis. He had syphilis, and that's why it was prostitutes that he would kill.
Because
he blamed them.
Oh yeah.
That's. I don't think that's really. Well, we don't know that, right? That's speculatory.
Yeah. But I can see how you can confuse leprosy and syphilis, because that guy probably thought his thing was going to fall off.
Let's look at our disclaimer.
Pedro Rodriguez Filio, 70 plus victims.
Wow.
He targeted criminals.
Oh, he was like a Dexter.
So, it was like a vigilante.
Vigilante serial.
He was released after a long imprisonment. So he didn't actually.
So he got away with it.
He didn't get away with it. I guess he was seen as like what's her name?
He served his time.
Gypsy Rose.
Gypsy
Rose. Okay. Right. What are the brothers? The 2 brothers that killed their parents?
The twins?
Hernandez.
Hernandez, brother.
Yeah, they tried to get like an appeal under the same. Andre Chikalatiu.
Do I have that guy?
He's the butcher of Rostov. He was a Soviet serial killer.
Ooh.
50 plus victims, brutal killings of women and children. Evidence was forensic and a confession, and he was executed in 1994. His crimes exposed flaws in the Soviet criminal investigation. He's most infamous Russia's serial killer. So, like, ours is Ted Bundy, Russia's is this guy, the butcher of
You think
Rostov.
Ted Bundy's is our number one, you think? Like other
He's
countries?
like like prolific. He's the most talked about, and
I guess so. Yeah, Ted. It'd either be Ted Bundy or Dahmer.
Yeah,
Those
I
are
mean,
the two most.
Yeah, Son of Sam. I mean, do you? How would we? What's the definition of prolific? Most killing.
What's the litmus test?
This was what I was going to ask after you guys named all this, because it's kind of going into what you just said. Is the what? How do you define? What makes a serial? Hold on. What makes a serial killer? The evidence around the case, the amount of victims that they do, or how they do it. What is it?
Oh, I have my PowerPoint. Was first slide was that. Oh, wrong one. Son of a bitch.
Just I was reading over here, and it made me think of: is Dr. Kevorkian a serial killer?
No, because all of his victims were voluntary.
But what makes them notorious? The victim count, the brutality, media attention, or the story around the case?
Everyone knows that name.
Victim count and brutality.
So
I think it's the attention.
So according to my notes, as what has been deemed as the most prolific is Samuel McDowell. Samuel Little.
Samuel Little.
Yeah. He was considered the most prolific because of length and amount of victims. He had the most amount of it.
How long he was active.
Yeah.
And the definition of prolific. Prolific describes a person, animal, or thing that produces a large number or amount of something highly productive or fruitfully. It applies abundant output. So like it says an example, prolific writer. So Stephen King would be a prolific writer.
Oh
yeah.
You have Robert Pickton on your list?
No, not in the slideshow. No, but let's see if it's on. Because I have Notorious serial killers, origins, crimes, and victims. Let me share this. So like this is like international too.
Yeah.
That's what I just looked up. In the world, most notorious serial killers in the world.
What was your name? What was the name you called?
Oh wait,
Robert Pickton.
Robert Pickton.
Yeah, my last guy's in like the top 4, I think.
Yeah, Argentina, Belgium. Got him by DNA.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's it. Nope, he's not on there. What? You want me to pull up your screen?
Yeah. I just have this. So there he is right there. And I just read 49 women often feeding remains to pigs. And that was in that Hannibal movie.
Yeah.
That was, yeah. Well, that's like a crazy
There's
side
that
note.
one, Harold Shipman. British doctor convicted of killing 15 patients through he believed to have killed over 250 in total, making him one of the most prolific medical murderers.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah, see, we didn't even go into that.
Well, thanks.
There was like
that was mine.
No, that's why I noticed it. I just said that. I said that's her 4th one.
That's the guy that I was going to release. That was my big reveal.
Oh, I thought this was.
Nope, that was my big reveal.
This one.
Guy.
You said the last one. You said last one.
Way to ruin it.
You said last one. She's got
last one that I was going to reveal, not the last one in my.
She's got a list of 5, and she goes.
You sat together to do it together. He knew it.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh,
look at this one. Look at this name. Pull
Just
my
so you guys
thing
know,
up
you're
again.
having a fight live on YouTube right now.
It's not even a fight.
How dare you?
I'm out of here. I'm going back to my room.
Yeah. That's funny.
That's when I'll join in on my own computer.
I'm joining in.
Yeah.
Where you can
cheat
disconnect
off my notes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't read your own notes, Greg.
Yeah, make your own notes. I got a whole screen of notes.
Oh man.
She should have printed
She
them
printed it
out,
out and everything. She's got
Everybody should have had
highlighted.
a copy of this.
Man, she
look
does
at
the shame with this one.
She has notes.
Highlighting
Notes
she has
on her notes.
on her notes. Yeah.
Handwritten.
Show me a Coke.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Pull up my screen real quick, Hugh. Look at this name and try not to missay it.
Sit hole.
Say his first name.
Fankozani.
Kunzi.
Kokozani. South African killer.
Yeah.
That was better than I thought you were going to do, you know?
Sit hole.
Thanks. Oh man, but yeah, we didn't go into nurses and stuff like that. There's like that I can't remember. There was just a documentary about it, probably about the nurses that were overdosing their patients.
That's what that Harold. That's what my all-star guy did.
You mean
over
Greg?
200? Yeah.
Yeah.
over 200 patients over a 23-year span.
Yeah, because they just fly under the radar. Oh,
Yeah.
They slipped away.
Yeah, this doesn't say any of that. Go ahead. Oh,
So,
wow.
It was his MO was lethal injections. Key fact was one of the deadliest medical killers of doses of diamorphine, which is legal meth. The evidence, which didn't even come it didn't present itself until 2001, was the medical records and exhumations. I don't know, how do you say that? Exhumation.
Oh, when they exhume the body.
Exhume the body.
Exhumation.
He died in prison in the most pussiest of ways. He hung himself.
Oh, geez.
So he didn't even he was supposed to go. He was supposed to be injected lethally himself, the way he did his own victims, and he chose the pussy way out, and he hung himself.
Now, for probably horrific, let's see number 5. Cover that one.
No,
because I only glanced at it.
Luis Garavito. He was called La Biesta, the Beast, the Colombian killer.
Yeah.
He had over 100 victims, which were all children.
Oh, man.
That's horrible.
Right? I didn't know that. That doesn't say in my little spreadsheet. Yeah, that is horrible.
Evidence was
that's gotta
confessions.
Be demonic possession. It's got to be.
I think that's power. I think that's
true,
but
you could do it to women, or you know what I mean. Not to say, just throw somebody under the bus there, but if you want to exhume, do it over another man or a woman, but children, like that's
easy targets.
Easy.
Colombia. Colombia.
They're the weakest of the.
I mean, children go missing in those kinds of countries all the time.
And we obviously know that there's nefarious things going on. Let's put up the thing here before I say anything.
It's like the drug capital of Central America.
People go, groups of children have gone missing, and because we have nefarious players, we have satanic, demonic things going on, and that's my personal opinion. Anybody that attacked a child is demonic. It's oppressed, or maybe not fully possessed, but because there's no pederasses, all of it. It's demonic, and
it's evil.
It's evil, yeah. And you can go back to the power, because let's just go down that thread. It's evil, demonic, because that demon is having power over one of God's creations and the most innocent of God's creations. Because anything that's like I couldn't even begin to imagine doing anything to a child. Like it doesn't even come onto my radar or in my psyche, like, so somebody is like, you know what, that kid, whatever they think, like, that's something else.
Yeah, that I agree. I do.
We have an
agree with
instinctual, we have a animalistic, instinctual thing to protect the young. Everything on the planet
nature,
right?
So
most of that comes from females, though.
Most of them, yeah, but the male.
There are animals that will eat their own young.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, what we read in our book that rabbits will eat their own young, but that's usually because of a stress. It's, I guess it's something instinctual that I'm not going to be able to provide for these kids or whatever, these little rabbits, so it eats them.
Or deformities too.
Yeah.
It's almost like a mercy killing. Like something's going to get it, so let's beat it to the punch or whatever.
He is listed internationally as he was among the most prolific globally.
This Luis.
Yeah.
Garavito.
Gavari. Yeah.
All right.
He died in 2003. Yeah.
Wow. And he's probably just like a drug lord or something. I didn't look too deep into him because I'm like, children, yeah, I don't care. I don't even want to know about it. Nope.
Yeah, I don't need that bouncing around.
Nope. Don't need it.
Dave's like,
yeah, he's
flickering in and out of existence.
Yeah, he's yeah.
Ooh.
He was a serial killer, sex offender, pedophile, necrophile.
Oh, okay. You got the next clue.
This is what he looks like here.
I'd rather flicker out than yawn the whole time.
Where is it? Where's my screen?
Yeah, I got a yawn. I'm trying to fight. Oh.
But yeah, that's just my personal opinion. I think anybody that messes with children are evil.
Young.
Yeah. Well, that's
all right.
What do we got?
This is her second set of notes because
a second set.
Yeah, she just brought down another set of notes.
Don't look at them, Greg. You understand me?
Yeah.
Look away.
You got to make a barrier, like when you would take a test, you put your book up.
Yeah. Where's those voting little,
Yeah. False walls.
Those things are so flimsy.
Practitioners.
Don't look at it. You tried to look. I just saw you.
Look at me.
I just saw you trying to look at the notes. Don't even look.
Look away. Oh my gosh, I'm tired.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is the Zodiac killer because there was not a lot of information. So I don't want to go over my notes until Dave does his thing about it because
I didn't do it. I didn't do a thing on a particular killer. I didn't do that.
He did
Okay.
on methodology.
Your thing, she said.
Whatever your thing is, yeah.
No, it's just more going into where these databases and systems were in place. Local police were at the time, if you go back to the 70s and 80s, didn't have the experience that the FBI did. This is why they were kind of coming into these jurisdictions and going in through these cases, not more often, yes, to find the person at large, but also to train some of these local police departments to open up their minds, because oftentimes when this was happening locally, number one thing that the case started failing at before they took it seriously was that, they just ran away. We see this all the time. They'll be back. You know, a nice wholesome couple comes in. They look like they stayed up for 3 days straight, looking around, not knowing anything, contacting everybody they know. They go to the police department. The police says, how long has it been since they were gone? All right, go back home, get some rest. When it's over 48 hours, then we can do something, but we can't. More often, they just ran away. And this was a thing, especially early on with serial killers were becoming at large. So like I said, they didn't have anything kind of in place. So once they were like ready to kind of like work together, that's where you started seeing more of these cases. And of course, the FBI opening up the I guess like what he was wearing and getting a photo of them and then presented to the public with a reward. Those things were starting to become like a thing because their information only stops as much as the investigation goes. So
a composite sketch, is that what you're talking about?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So they never really had
inspiration for like it. Remember all the kids missing? They ran away. They did this. The new movie Black Phone, that was the same thing. They just ran away.
Right. Of course, weak forensic was a thing. Incomplete records, poor evidence handling. A lot of these cases, these local police departments really didn't know. There wasn't like a thing they were trained on. So this wasn't like a thing that they were taking seriously before it became like a big thing. So it became like state to state, and they noticed that this person was still at large. The patterns that they were using, how the body was found, those things became repetitive thing of the analogy of the killer. Yeah, exactly. Or they would do like a thing, like she's going to go over, I believe, where they would leave a mark.
Like you see that show, True Detective?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that. He's got this mark or this their calling card.
Correct. Mm-hmm. So they would like do these little like things because they're not being caught. And so again, most of the time when they were caught, it wasn't because the technology caught up. It was because they were too arrogant. And they would do something that they thought, sloppy. Okay, you're not going to get it. I want to do something right in front of your face and you won't even see it. And then they finally caught on. You know, playing dumb is a really good move when you want to find some information out. Just how long you can go and take the crap talk from people around you just to hear the truth come out. You know, playing dumb for a long time. Oh, you don't know this, you don't know that. Yeah, we don't have the technology to go look for stuff like this. And, you know, you broadcast that out there, media attention. That's why when they go to those, they have those press conferences, what new evidence they have found. Sometimes they never even tell you the new evidence because they don't want the criminal to know that they have a trace.
New evidence, yeah.
Because on the trail.
They do that, it's
hot on their trail.
Exactly. So that was like a really big thing early on. Nowadays, obviously, technology has advanced really far. We have cameras. We have cameras everywhere. You have a camera. I have a camera. We're on a camera. So, and exactly that, people really do care about the young. So as soon as, and animals too. So as soon as we can start locating things on a video that the last person was seen at, we can actually get the area in which they were, all that stuff. So obviously it's kind of progressed into this larger thing. I don't think there's like a modern serial killer, but again, that's me. I don't really follow that stuff to even know if there is in the 2020s.
But yeah, the only one I know is the Gilgo.
The last one, oh yeah. I mean, I don't really know much on that either, but
what do you say, baby? That the
last one I think was the Louise guy.
Here's that little
International.
Most recent.
Here's a little thing like what you're going on, Dave. Is like the whole phase is from the digital search, you finding the evidence now, which I think the biggest thing that cracked all these cases open was the DNA.
Yeah, for sure.
because that changed everything.
Well,
For sure.
But it does have its shortcoming.
He got out because of it.
Yeah.
The advancements of DNA, like human DNA profiling and being able to tell all that. We were talking about that a big factor in his DNA coming up, and it's usually what's up, and helping both victims and finding
wrongfully accused. Yeah, I guess too, because there's some people that they were just in the wrong place at the wrong time and fit that, which that psychological profile is great, but it's not a one size fits all. So this guy fits the profile. He was in the area and they didn't have any DNA, but
circumstantially everything lines up, and then now with DNA they can go.
And you just
but
tell a compelling story, yeah. And that's but there's shortcomings for DNA because they have to be in the system too. So we got a match on DNA. We have nothing to match it to.
Yeah.
Until you get that suspect, which actually, he was not a serial killer, but he was like the Idaho 4. They got him with DNA because he left it on the little thing, and they got it from the trash, like his parents' trash or something like that. Used DNA. His DNA was on the knife sheath, but he was like Dave said, he was an idiot because he was driving around with his cell phone around the place while they were doing, he thought he was too good. Oh, they're never going to find me. Or he turned off his phone and then drove and then turned it back on.
Do you know that what he was in school for?
For forensics or in the field, in the law enforcement field.
Yep.
So that makes it even worse. He was going to school on how to not leave your prints, and he left your prints.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, here's how we find prints. And he's like, okay, let me put it right there. But that's a modern one, but that's not like a serial killer. That's like a event. It was in the slideshow.
Yeah. That's just a mass murderer.
Yeah. I don't think he categorizes as mass. Mass is like 5 or more, I think it's that.
Oh.
What? Weren't you going to mention about Jack the Ripper or something?
No, I'm going to go over the Zodiac Killer.
Oh.
Key components, because everyone... So he was active between 1968 to 1969, so only a year. He had... His location was Northern California, the San Francisco Bay Area. Confirmed victims is 5 killed and 2 survivors. So he has 2 survivors that cannot adequately, like they've made I said it earlier, Dave couldn't come up with it. What is it called? Composite drawing?
Yeah.
Yeah, composite sketches.
The suspected total is possibly higher, but not confirmed. He had 2 with those 2 survivors and 5 killed.
Is he the one that killed couples as well?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Targeted, yeah.
His most notorious couple is the 2 that were out, like Makeout Lane or whatever, Lover's Lane.
Point, whatever, yeah.
Yeah. And he killed them. And I think the male got away from that. He was knocked unconscious and he got his MO, which is modus operandi. That's what that stands for. Attacked couples in secluded areas, often parked cars, used both firearms and a knife.
And it's operandi.
Operandi. Wore an executioner-style hood during at least one attack.
I'm going to sneak out.
Interesting.
Get the doggy and get myself a room.
I think I think sometimes. Yeah, I think sometimes they do something off. Just
What'd you say?
I think maybe they do something that's off, like that hood, to throw off law enforcement from there to make the MO different. That's what.
Or to say that there's multiple killers, not just one.
It's not the same guy.
Person.
Yeah. Oh, there's somebody else out here.
Tell Greg I said good night.
I will. Dave says good night.
Good night, sweetheart.
So his signature behavior was he sent taunting letters and cryptograms to newspapers like the San Francisco Chronicle, including pieces of victims' clothing to provide authenticity, and demanded publication of coded messages.
Wow.
The key evidence against him is handwritten letters analyzed extensively by FBI and local police department. Partial fingerprints, which are inconclusive.
Partial.
One cipher, which is 408 cipher, was solved, and another 340 cipher wasn't cracked until 2020. It took them that long from 1969.
Who cracked it? Was it AI that cracked it, or who cracked it?
Code breakers.
Do you know?
Just code breakers.
That's crazy. It took like almost 400 years.
Right? Long
400
time.
years. Huh?
Well, you figure it's sitting at a desk too for a while, and then somebody picks it up. Let me give it a crack, and then sits on a desk or in a file cabinet.
Yeah. So cipher 340 took over 50 years to decode, and the message referenced control and fear, not identity. So even after all that, there wasn't enough really to use as evidence.
Any kind of identification.
Shh.
No.
He's going to bed.
Good night. Primary suspect is unconfirmed. Author Lee Allen, named by investigators and media. Circumstantial evidence, but DNA and handwriting did not definitively match. So why this case still haunts investigators is the killer was never identified or caught. Evidence is fragmented and partially degraded, and case remains officially open with multiple agencies. He's had many a book, many documentaries, and became one of the most studied unsolved cases in United States history.
Interesting.
Who gets the, I guess, they have like books written, you said, does he get like money for that? Like they should just trace where the money goes.
Yeah, he'll get reparations
royalties,
eventually.
Right?
Yeah.
The royalties.
I think we just cracked it.
Boom. Find out where the royalties are going. Right. Well, Dave, let's hit our closing remarks. Dave.
Yeah.
Get these hands back on.
So yeah, I guess we don't talk about things like this to frighten or scare, but these things are going on, and it's a sad truth of the world that people who don't have someone to care for them or that care for themselves, and they don't take that important enough to get the help that they need. They turn to methods like this, and this episode isn't to highlight anything in particular, but my message for closing out is just if you're struggling with something, there's somebody out there that you're close to that you can talk to. God gave us 2 ears, 1 mouth, and 2 shoulders. If you're not listening to a friend, let them lean on you. You don't know who's hurting and when they're hurting. It takes a lot to talk about sometimes. It takes more of a person to admit the things that they're going through than to hide away and say that you're fine. You know, it's about omitting these things and talking them out and, you know, seeing something through. You don't have to take everything on all at once and be alone. It's a choice. And, you know, your friends are there for a reason, or your family's there for a reason. And if you are pushing yourself away, then, you know, we need to reel you back in and, you know, let you know how much, you know, you're cared for. And if you don't have anybody and they're gone and your friends are moved away and your family's moved on to the afterlife, there's things out there that can get you through that as well. There's faith, and there's Jesus, and there's God. And I just hope that, you know, through all of that, even the bad can still be good. And you know, being bad doesn't make you cool. It doesn't make you more than a person. I don't go for people who like to do those things. I like people who turn a page in their life and moved away from something that was pulling them, that was demonic, or something that wasn't like their nature. So there's good in your heart, there's good in your mind, and don't bury it. Bring it to the top. Love you guys.
That is good. That is good. Reach out. You're never alone. You have Christ with you, and there's resources, you know. There's definitely, even on like Facebook, if you're going through problems, there's groups for all kinds of things. Stephanie, your closing remarks.
If you have kids, love them, squeeze them close. They're heavy, you know, with all these serial killers that go after kids. You're right. I agree that, you know, children are innocent. It's terrible. So just squeeze your babies. The world is not as scary as the media tells you. There's plenty of beauty left in this world, and you should go embrace it.
Like it. Gregory, closing remarks.
If you're lonely and you need someone to talk to and your phone's not ringing, just try missing a payment. They'll start calling. You know, you don't have to be alone.
Yeah. Sign up for one of those.
All of a sudden, you're very, very important.
Yeah. Sign up for one of those payday loans, and you'll get text messages all the time.
All the time. You get mail and email.
All kinds of stuff.
Text messaging. On this day of history.
Yes.
Supposed to end with a on this day. So
on this day. And then we'll do, what do we got?
I had where to go. Look at this.
The fall of Saigon.
Look at this picture. It's pretty interesting.
What am I looking at?
I like this. The fall of Saigon.
That's when we pulled out.
U.S. South Vietnamese forces launch an incursion into Cambodia, expanding the Vietnam War. Boom. Let's see. Birthdays?
I think that's expanding the Vietnamese War, not ending it.
Yeah.
We drag Cambodia into it?
Look, we're in the 1600s. Let's get a little more current here. Oh, who's this? Alexander II.
Alexander II. The Tsar of Russia.
Let's go.
Constantine.
Oh, here we go.
Really?
A newspaper publisher in San Francisco. William Randolph Hearst. I'm sure you've heard that name.
I've definitely heard that name.
Let's get to the 1900s. At least somewhere around here.
Yeah, get this where somebody's still alive.
Relevant. Most of these people are probably gone. There'll be a picture here soon.
Oh,
Willie Nelson. There we go.
Yeah.
1933.
Oh, it's his birthday.
Oh. Happy birthday, Willie.
From Abbott, Texas.
93rd. Wow.
Hell yeah.
For him.
He's still alive, too. Now.
Yeah, today's
Still
his
scoring.
birthday.
Today's his birthday. Well, you can have a birthday and be dead, too, you know?
Yeah.
That's very true.
Deaths.
We went
Now
back.
yeah.
Yeah, well, that's how that goes. There we go. Whoever that is, look at those eyes. Hey, it looks like
Austrian English philosopher Ludwig
Isn't that-
Wittgen.
Q. Does he look?
Wittgenstein.
And Dave might know this guy too, but Q, does that look like Dale from across the street, Mom's house?
A little bit.
Oh, Alfred Hitchcock died on this day in 1980.
Renal
Oh, man.
failure. No.
Oh, that sucks.
Wow.
His kidneys went out.
Right. Here we are.
All right. I thought of this too. I heard about on a interview I was listening to. What age do you start wearing brooches? You know?
Brooches.
A
AARP.
brooch. Yeah.
That
is
age.
that, you know, when you have to cinch your pearls, you know?
Yeah. Oh my.
I just thought that was cool. Functional fasteners for clothing, evolving from primitive thorns or
So how'd you
flint
think of-
into
how'd you
metal
think of
pins.
this?
No.
I have a brooch,
Yeah.
so
Don't you?
yeah.
So
You
I
want to
think,
see it?
and that's what I was going to say is I think it, you know, maybe brooches can come back.
Maybe.
I wear it with my Scottish scarf
Yeah.
because
will say
I'm
this.
Stuart.
I will say this.
I have the
I mean, even
crest.
though Steph is a guest, but you gentlemen are my brooches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
You're
Bro.
broochish.
Shiz.
Brocious before
Brocious.
hocious. What?
Oh, that's good. And
That's your final. That's it.
that's it for
Well, we keep forgetting to do the fun fact before the
Yeah.
closing.
the closing remarks. But my closing remarks is situational awareness. Talk to your friends. You know, talk to the Lord. And I think I said it last show. I thought I only fear God, the rest bleed like me. So, but situational awareness is important, especially with especially with these modern shootings. Serial killers, you know, they get you, you know, cliche in like a parking garage, all that stuff. So just be mindful of your surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely be kind to everybody, because isn't that the Pearl Jam song Jeremy is about? They bullied this kid and he ended up killing people. Isn't that the lyrics? They didn't think he was just a little
His
kid, and then he ended up
Parents abused him.
But be kind, have some situational awareness, believe in God, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But
All
you guys
work out.
we all have a good night, and God bless, and we'll catch you next week.
Click like, subscribe, share it.
Yeah, we didn't do that. Thank you,
Click
David.
the button. Click the button. Like it.
Like it, subscribe it, share
Turn
it.
on that bell.
Check out the merch and
yeah,
our W. I
New
just
shirt.
ordered some new W. Yep, new shirt. Shine on, it gets better. And yeah, I got new W coming. It's like a orange creamsicle flavor, so we'll give it a try.
Is that your energy drink?
Yeah, the affiliate. Yeah, my W Energy powder.
How much can I save if I wanted to buy some?
You get 10% off and you use the promo code CHEWING.
Okay.
And you
That's
get 10%
awesome.
off. Yeah.
Do I have to chew the powder?
I mean, you could, I guess. It's a dealer's choice. I'm not going to tell you how to use it.
What's the site?
It's the new cinnamon test.
Doobie.com?
Yeah. WBUBBY.com. Yep. And we have a Shopify with our merch, some new shirts. Check it out.
Have you seen that challenge where people take their like pre-workout just straight?
Yes.
$20, Dave. I got $20 for you to take a scoop of. What is it called?
What is that? Creatine?
It's just that energy. It's like a natural caffeine powder.
Since you won't shave that, beard of yours for $20, will you do a shot of your?
I don't shave it. I trim it.
Trim it.
I know, but I got $20 for you to shave it off.
Okay.
Gone.
Thanks.
Hard pass.
The crowd, the fans don't want that.
Nope. There's nobody commenting. Well, everybody have a God bless. Have a great night. Have a good rest of your week. I'll talk to you guys, throughout the week.
We'll talk to you guys on the next one.
Yes. Peace.
Well, then you won't, then you rather not go. I'm gonna say it to you. These three little words, and they mean that we are through.